When I first started making comics now many years ago, I got hung up on this chicken or the egg question of, do I write it first or do I draw it first? Now, if you're a writer, this question is easy. Obviously, you write it. And if you're an artist, maybe not so easy, but I guess it comes down to it. You draw it, or you find a writer to write it for, and then you draw what they wrote. But if you are operating and wearing both hats as both writer and artist, that's a really tricky question to answer. Unfortunately, with comics, there is no industry standard format like you find with screenwriting and filmmaking, where the script has to look a certain way with a certain font and a certain cover sheet and all that good stuff. A comic script is really, I've heard it described as a letter from the writer to the artist. I've heard it described as a blueprint for the story. And in trying to find that answer for myself, because I couldn't just sit there and write a comic without drawing it, I couldn't just sit there and draw a comic without writing it, I realized for me that the answer was both. So to show you, this is kind of the format I've adopted. I've got my sketchbook, and you see I've got each panel sort of laid out, and prior I will do a layout of the whole page of how I intend those panels to, look all together, and then I will do a thumbnail of each one. A hard time doing just tiny thumbnails of each thing. And the drawings aren't great. They're just enough to give me some visual instruction for camera angle, which had the character blocking in the scene, the staging, all of that good stuff. And then I've got it all written out here as far as a description of what's happening in the panel, the emotional tensions, any dialogue that I feel I might use, and that can change right up to the minute I start drawing this thing. And like a lot of stuff that I talk about on here, this is likely something I will do a longer form video about down the road. But I just wanted to kind of cover that in brief because I know a lot of comics creators wrestle with this. There's some really great software out there for writing comics. I've used Superscript, even Final Draft. Google Docs is a very popular one just for people who like to make up their own format. I think the best way to do it is to just jump in there and start making comics. However you need to do it, whatever helps you get your characters, your images, your story onto the page, that's what you need to do.